Oh, hey! Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Alan. Today's lesson from the 4-Hour Chef, Lesson 8, is Sexy Time Steak. And we're going to be cooking up some delicious looking ribeye steaks. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now the first step for us today is to actually dry brine these ribeye steaks. So all we're going to do is take them out of the package, put them on a plate, and coat one side of it with kosher salt. And then we're going to leave that in the refrigerator uncovered for a couple of hours ahead of time. Now what we've accomplished by dry brining the steaks this way is allow the salt on the outside will pull the moisture out of the steak in the first 30 to 45 minutes, and then it'll actually reabsorb it with that nice salty water. So it's a way to just brine it without drying the steak out or oversaturating it. So now it's time for the next steps. We want these really dry. Okay, our next step is to actually take a half of a clove of garlic, rub it all over both sides, and add some salt and pepper. All right, so our next step was actually a really interesting one to me. We're just gonna lay these on this little cake rack here to give them a little airspace, and then stick them in the freezer for 30 minutes, 45 minutes at the most. And this is going to help really dry these steaks out before we sear them in a little bit. This is a totally new concept to me. I've never heard of or seen anything else like this before, so I'm very excited to give it a shot. We're also going to turn the oven on to get it preheating to be ready to go when we're pulling the steaks out of the freezer, searing them, and then they're going to go in the oven. So 200 degrees is all we actually need for this part. Low and slow. We got the steaks nice and dry in the freezer. It's time for our next step. We're going to pull them out of there and then sear them in cast iron frying pans. Now to do this, all we're gonna do is put the frying pan on high heat on the burner for at least 5 minutes to let it really warm up. Put a little bit of grapeseed oil in it, and then lay the steak in on one side for a minute, flip it over, do the other side for a minute. Then we're gonna pick them back up and actually lay a little bed of rosemary in underneath to help it kind of flavor it and keep it from sticking too much to the bottom of that pan. And then all we do is stick a little probe thermometer in and pop them in the oven for around 30 minutes. We're kind of just waiting until it gets to the right internal temperature, which is what the probe thermometer is for. So really easy. That's it for this recipe. I didn't get any video of me enjoying the steak, but I assure you I absolutely did enjoy it. It was super tasty, very tender, perfectly well done in the middle, just medium rare, nice and juicy, really flavorful. That's definitely a really good way to do a steak, and it's super easy. Even with the brining and stuff ahead of time, that took almost no time at all. And yeah, it was just super simple. So thank you for checking it out. Don't be afraid to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe for more fun recipes and kitchen experiments as we go along. And I'll catch you in the next video.